State lawmakers met to discuss Texas' booming data center industry. It comes as some question if the grid can handle the added data centers. Fox 4's Alex Boyer has the latest on that hearing. Alex.
Hi, Clarice. You know, Texas is expected to lead the nation in the number of data centers by 2030. The president and CEO of ERCOT says data centers projects have been growing rapidly over the last year and a half, and that's forcing ERCOT to reevaluate the way that these projects are being approved in the future. Now, ERCOT president and CEO Pablo Vegas testified before the Texas House Committee on State Affairs this morning. He was joined by the chairman of the Texas Public Utility Commission. Vegas says nearly 90% of new project requests coming into the queue are for the construction of new data centers. The massive computer farms generate data for artificial intelligence, but also demand resources like water and power. Lawmakers asked the men about those concerns, and they also want to make sure that residents aren't on the hook for these massive projects.
If the grid gets into an emergency condition, that the data centers have to come off of the grid and use their own backup generation that they have and not add to the burden of the grid during a scarcity or emergency event.
Is it the goal of the commission to make sure that data center activity does not increase the electricity costs for our constituents?
Yes, we're working to establish a framework that adheres to cost causation principles, that those who cause the cost pay the cost.
Okay.
The companies that we talk to are committed to not having residential ratepayers bear the cost of this.
So executives and advocates from several data centers testified as well. You see them there. They all say that they are committed to being good neighbors. One testified that his company uses a closed loop water system and that its data centers, adding that these facilities actually use less water than an average hotel.
The demand for data continues to grow rapidly, driven by cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and the digital services we use every day. Data centers are the physical foundation that supports this growth, including mission-critical servers relied on by hospitals, utilities, government agencies, police officers, firefighters, and other emergency responders across the state.
Our goal is not to increase the transmission costs for any Texan or to decrease the reliability of the grid for any Texan. It's quite the opposite. We are super focused on making sure that the Texas grid works.
So the chairman of the Texas PUC says that he expects there to be lots of discussion about these data centers at its meeting next Friday. Clarice.
So, Alex, we know a lot of North Texans are concerned about the construction of new data centers statewide. Did lawmakers hear from any of them today?
That's a good point. You know, they did not, but the committee chair acknowledged at the start of the hearing that many residents no doubt have those opinions and concerns, as we know. He said another hearing to be held at a later date will be just for them. So certainly more to come.